I'm Penelope. I got started with film my senior year of high school. I've always really enjoyed movies in my life, and I watched them all the time. And when I was a kid, I was convinced that I was going to be an actor when I grew up, because I wanted to be a part of films and I wanted to do what the people on screen were doing. And so I did theater through junior high and high school. And then it wasn't until my senior year when I took a film class, because I was like, why not? And I had an open credit. And it was like an instant click for me. I loved it, and I loved cameras and editing and like making these stories. And then I realized that I'm actually a terrible actor and I don't want to act, and I prefer being behind the camera. And so after that, I decided that I wanted to go into film, and the best idea for me was to be a director, because then I could go through all aspects of the film. I could do the post-production, the filming, the pre-production stuff, and just be involved in all parts of it, which is what I love. So I started then, and I bought myself a small little Vixia camera, and I was using that and making short films with my friend over the summer. And then when I was deciding which college I wanted to go to, I was looking at film and which college would have a good film program. And in the end, it was between Western and Portland State. And when I made my final decision, I actually thought that Western was the one that had the better film program, but in fact it was Portland State. So that was kind of a mistake on my part. But being here has been really great. Western is awesome. It's a really artsy community. Everyone here, like, a lot of people play instruments, they draw, they do art. I mean, it's a great community. And KVIC is the film organization here, and it's really well organized. The people in it are great. That was the first thing I did when I came to Western, was I joined KVIC. And I didn't really know that much about film. I knew how to point a camera, I knew how to record, and I knew how to edit and stuff, but I didn't really know any technical things about cameras. I didn't know how much you could do with editing. And just being involved in KVIC and helping others, just being on set, even if I was just holding sound and watching other people direct and film the things, really helped me grow as a filmmaker. I learned a lot from the seniors that are no longer here, which is kind of sad. But they were all willing to help and willing to help me learn how to be a filmmaker. And so I started my first project through Void Walker, which was like a sci-fi fantasy episode thing, and someone had written a 6-page long script, and I was like, hey, I kind of want to direct this. And so that was my first real project. And it was interesting because I did all the pre-stuff and I storyboarded it, and I was thinking like really detailed about what shots I was going to do, and then I went out and I looked for actors on my own. I was doing scheduling stuff, and in the end I ended up going through 3 or 4 different sets of actors because they all backed out or had scheduling issues. It took a lot longer than I would have wanted to film it, and the final product wasn't as good as it could be, but for my first real thing, like, I was super proud of it because I went through this whole process on my own. I did it on my own. It was a huge learning experience for me. And since then, I know what not to do, and I know what to do to successfully create like a smooth flowing, easy filming. And like, film is never easy. You're always going to run into stuff, whether it be like trying to get new actors or scheduling issues or not being able to find a location. So that was really fun. And then ever since that, I've grown so much because I want to focus more on editing and putting things together rather than the actual filming part of it, because last year I did a lot of really cool filming and I learned how to use a camera, and now I want to learn how to put it together and make it smooth and make it more interesting for the audience to watch. And so yeah, this year I'm a business major actually, but when I'm not doing anything related to business, all of my time goes to film. Like, after classes, I'm out with my camera filming something in the evening or doing interviews for VTV, putting together like schedules for Show the Show, which is the comedy show, just like all these things. And I came to the realization that most of my time goes to film anyway, so I might as well like study it. So right now I'm trying to get into Fairhaven College so I can focus more on learning the technical aspects of film and creating a major for it, because that'll be more beneficial to me as someone who wants to go into film later. KVIC is Western's film organization. Right now there's 4 different subsections to it, or technically 3. There's Show the Show, which is comedy, VTV, which is news, and The Mix, which I'm co-executive for, which is music. And so it's really great because there's a huge variety of things in KVIC. Like, you can, if you're interested in directing, filming, writing, acting, like there's a spot for anybody. And there's a lot of different genres of filmmaking that you can join. So like being involved with that has been really cool because it's broadened my experience of getting into film. Because like I just started this year with The Mix because it just was recently created, and it's music, and so we film live shows of bands around Bellingham just to promote them, and I've never done anything like that before. And so the first time I was out there I was like really nervous. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what I should be shooting, but now like I've done a few shows, I know what to look for and I know how to edit it together, and so that's really cool.